Okay, so boleh kita continue? Alright. Okay, today we continue our lecture. Okay, our first topic. This is regarding introduction into computer or IT. Alright, in this topic, we have 5 subtopics. Right, subtopic number 1 is regarding information technology. Subtopic number 2, development of information technology. Topic number 3, application of IT. Topic number 4, categories and classification of computer. And last, subtopic number 5 is software and system software. Right. Okay, next we move to information technology. Alright, information technology actually is defined as a use of computer, hardware and software to retrieve, to store and to manipulate information. Right, this is a general definition of IT. First one is a combine of hardware and software. It's used to store and to retrieve, and lastly to manipulate the information. Alright, so okay, the definition from the ITAA, okay, Information Technology Association of America, okay, they define as to study IT as the study, the design, the development, the implementation, support or management of computer-based information system. Alright, dia lebih kurang dia define tu lebih kurang macam the flow of information system. Alright, first we need to study, and then after study design, and then after design develop, and after develop implement, and lastly support. Okay, that one is the flow of the information system. Okay. Alright, next we go for development of information technology. Korang nampak tak slide ni? Nampak kan? Okay, clear tak? Alright, okay, development of IT from standalone computer, and we have mainframe, we have client server networks, distributed computing, and the latest one is cloud computing. Alright, actually we can say that this is the innovation of the technology or evolution. Right, in 70s, right, they implement the mainframes computer, and then move to in end of 80s, okay, and then they implement personal computer until nowadays. Okay, our laptop also we call it as a personal computers. Do you know? Huh? Laptop tu dipanggil sebagai personal computer ke tak?
Yes.
Huh? How about PC? PC personal computer ke tak? Dah pun nama PC personal computer kan? Huh? PC is not professional, personal computer. Tapi dekat PC kita semua orang guna komputer yang sama kan? So dekat PC lah, dekat cyber cafe pun semua orang gunakan komputer yang sama kan? So dia tak jadi personal, betul tak? So macam mana kita boleh definekan dia sebagai PC as a personal computer? Public computer. Okay. Alright, and then in early 90s, so they implement the client and server network, and in 2000s, okay, in years 2000, so they implement the latest one. We call it as a distributed computing. Then now on they become cloud computing. So okay, next we go on the chapter 1, application of information technology. Alright, so actually IT ni kita gunakan in our daily life. Alright, okay, especially yeah, now we are using IT in our education. And then beside of that, we have IT in manufacture, IT in travel, IT in government services, IT in publishing, IT in healthcare, IT in science, and IT in finance. What else? IT in food and beverage. Kan yang korang guna nak tu, panda-panda tu. Kan, and then IT in agriculture sekarang, smart farming. Kan, membajir guna drone dan sebagainya. Okay, semuanya menggunakan IT sekarang. Ada soalan? Tak ada? Okay, good. Alright, let's move to IT in education. Okay, today indicator are turning to computer to assist with education. Right, there are two type of application in education. One is self-access learning, and another one is distant learning. Okay, self-access learning ni macam contoh dia, example, YouTube, right? You can use as a self-learning, right? And then we have online tuition. Okay, and then what else? Tutorial, video tutorial online. Macam yang korang suka tengok kan, tutorial pakai tudung dekat Instagram. So that one is actually is education also, right? Belit sana belit sini, siap. Okay, and then the next one is distant learning. Alright, distant learning macam kita pakai sekarang lah. Alright, example dia, Zoom, Google Meet, Microsoft Teams. Alright, that enable both party, either the instructor or student, to join together. Alright, ada soalan lagi? IT in education, tak soalan? Tak. Any question? MSc 04.
No.
No?
No, sir.
Alright. Okay, next we go for IT in healthcare. Alright. The medical staff around us will be using computer for various purpose. Right? This is example of the application that they use. One is telemedicine. Telemedicine ni macam example dia pemantauan dari jauh. Dia macam video conference. It's like video conference. Okay, maybe specialist tu berada outside of the tempat hospital tu. So they use telemedicine to teach or to solve the problem. Okay, and then we have okay, Medline ni actually medical online. Okay, so medical online ni macam ya, kita tengok sekarang ni kan, since MCO, so ramai orang pergi workout. Okay, then so many websites teach us how to do workout, then how to apply dietetic. Dia tahu dietary lah kan? Tahu tak dietary tu apa? Makanan yang sihat. Okay, so many website that provide us dietary and then provide us nutrition and exercise information. So that one we call it as a medical online. Okay, next is IT application in finance. This is IT application in finance. So many people and companies use computer to help manage their finance. Alright. Example is online banking and online investing. Alright, online banking semua orang pernah gunakan. So it's very easy. So example of online banking what? What example of online banking nowadays? Every bank got, right? Huh? Duit now, QR Pay, and then yeah, e-wallet, and then we have yes, and then yeah, each banking also have their own online banking. Okay, selalunya kita gunakan online banking ni for transfer money, for what? For pay bills, top up. Huh? Online shopping. Okay, next we have online investing. Alright, online investing ni macam yeah, to buy a huh? Yes, macam crypto pun sama juga Okay. And then ni untuk berkenaan dengan saham lah, stocks, right? How to buy and sell the stock. One is online investing. Okay, now next we go for IT application in travel. Okay, so we have several example of IT application in travel. Right, of course we have GPS, global positioning system. In Malay we call it as guna pun sesat. Okay, and then we have okay, we have air traffic control, and then we have toll payment system, and lastly ticket reservation system. Okay, let's move to guna pun sesat or global positioning system. Alright, selalunya kita guna GPS ni when we drive car. Apa? Contoh dia adalah Waze lah, kan? Waze, Google Maps, and much more. Ada banyak kan? Garmin lah, sebagainya. Okay. Not only used for car, but when you do what? Jogging, so you can track your path of your jogging, so okay. Alright, that one is GPS. Okay. Alright, next we have air traffic control. Right, so in airport they have air traffic control using IT, of course. Alright, if not control, then yeah, the flight will crash. Yeah. Alright, habis cerita flight. Okay, next is IT application in toll payment system. Alright, so the current issue nowadays, right? We have new implementation of RFID, right? And then before this we have smart tag. So they try to demolish smart tag, but now we do that. Okay, so actually RFID technology is not new. It's 10 years back, but they are currently now push the people to use the RFID in the toll payment system. Next is tickets reservation system, right? So you can use IT to reserve your tickets, right? Either bus, ferry, flight, and what? Theme park. Theme park, and then hotel booking, and then rental, car rental. Apa lagi? Hah? Counter? Ah, concert, yes. K-pop concert. Okay? Alright? Okay. IT application in government services. Alright? So, government provides society with direction by making and administering policy. Cuma mic problem. Okay. To provide citizen with up-to-date information, and most government office have website, so it can provide a better service to citizen. And this service make it easier for citizen to conduct their affair with government, and it can increase efficiency of government. Alright, contoh dia macam you can say that e-immigration, right? So okay, when you want to go travel overseas, so you need to check whether you are blacklist or not. So the immigration will provide that services. Alright, and then selain pada e-immigration, then we have JPA, Jabatan Perkhidmatan Awam, and then we have what else? E-Syariah. Okay, to register your marriage. Sekarang ni dah senang dah. Korang nak tengok orang tu dah kahwin ke belum kan, boleh check dekat tu, dekat portal tu. E-Syariah, betul. Okay, so dulu-dulu tak tahu kan, sekarang dah tahu. Korang boleh check, dapat nombor IC pun cukup lah kan. Boleh check dekat situ. Bukan setakat check marriage sama ada dia ada kes mahkamah ke, ada perceraian ke. So yang tu dah ada dalam e-Syariah. So and then we have e-filing. So right, e-filing provided by lembaga hasil dalam negeri. Right, that one is for tax management. Right, and then we have a JPJ e-Khidmat. Alright, JPJ Police Traffic Monitoring for summon checking. Lagi apa? Hah? E-wallet tu government tak ambil lagi. Okay, next we go for IT application in manufacturing. Okay, IT application in manufacturing. So look at picture number 1. Alright, the orange one, robotics. Alright, they use robotic to do the heavy works, right? So to enable the robotics to do the works, so they use IT, right, to control the robots. Then the next picture is apa dia? Siapa tahu? Yes, 3D printer. Yes, good. Okay, so this one is 3D printer. 3D printer amat glamour lah. One or 2 years ago. Sebab kita boleh print macam-macam. Kan? Print macam-macam yang untuk digunakan secara real. Contoh dia contoh dia ni korang punya botol air tu kan, boleh print macam tu. Print kotak dalam print apa, Tupperware ke kan. Dia print dan terus boleh guna. Okay, alright, next. IT application in publishing. Alright, publish is the process making works available to the public. Right, this work include book, magazine, newspaper, and video. Many publishers make their work available online, right? Such as our newspaper, right? Media perdana newspaper, macam berita harian dan sebagainya. Semuanya di apa? di online kan. Alright. Then nowadays they are combined with media social, okay, to make people engage with their publisher. Okay, how about blogger? Yeah, blogger also as a publisher. Okay. How about how about you when you post a status on the media social? Can we say that you are also publisher? Huh? Okay. Alright, this is an example of publishing digital newspaper and so on. Okay, next is IT application in science. Alright, all branches of science use IT to assist them with collecting and analyzing and modeling data. Example, cochlear implant. Allow a deaf person to listen. Apa lagi? Contoh lain. Apa? Pengaruh TV kau ni. Tangan cerita ombak tu kau lah. Okay, banyaklah sains menggunakan IT. So, okey tak yang sana? Okey tak? Dia pun ni senyap macam ni nak kena pantau ni.
Okey.
Okey, boleh mula? Alright. Sekejap. Alright, next we continue. Classification and categorize of computers. Right. So this is what is a computer about. So computer actually is a data processing device that operates under the control of instruction stored in its own memory. Right, computer can perform four major functions. One is gather data, right, or allow user to input data, and then to process data into becoming as informations, and then output data or information, and last one to store data and informations. Okay, so means that here, alright, means that komputer kita boleh cakap sebagai satu device yang boleh menerima yang that accept the input from outside. Alright, example, when you type, that is input when you type. Okay, when you type using keyboard, right, that is input. Right, and then process data into informations. Right, so after you type, all the data will process and become informations, and then output the data. Alright, after data become information, then you can print the data. That is, we call it as output. Okay, print something else, something document and all that. So we call it as output, or otherwise you can store the data into memory. That one we call it as a stores data. Okay, alright, and then we have evolutions of the computer. Alright, number one is mainframes. Okay, actually mainframe is a large, expensive, powerful computer that can handle 100 or 1,000 connected users simultaneously, or in other words, we call it as a multi-user. Okay, actually, mainframe ni adalah server. Okay, a big server, right? That handle the multi-user. Example of that multi-user is ATM machine. How many ATM machine in Malaysia? 1 juta dia. Ada banyak kan? Setiap tempat pun ada kan? So untuk runkan ATM machine, so they need server. So server tu diorang pakai mainframe. Okay, right. Macam USIM, korang punya pendaftaran, korang punya maklumat, I mean that system iStudent, right? They no need mainframe because that one small server is enough. Okay, server ni yang perlukan untuk yang besar-besar je, macam Google Drive, so they need mainframe because huge data will store in the server, right? And Facebook, right? Facebook server, so maybe Facebook server also use mainframes, right? Because millions, it's not about millions, it's billion, right? Dalam dunia ada berapa orang? Dalam dunia ada berapa orang? 7 billion. So it's about 4 billion use Facebook. So Facebook need a mainframe to cater all the users, right? Okay, so mainframe computers are typically powerful, right? They can process various amount of data very quickly. In other words, right? So they're capable of great processing speed and data storage. Example, insurance company use mainframe to process information about million policy holder, right? Okay, and then mainframe also large, able to store tremendously amount of data, instruction and information. Physically, they are often kept in special air-conditioned rooms used by large business, government office or university. Okay, tapi universiti tak sampai lagi mainframe. Alright. And then mainframes allow several users, sometimes 100, to use a computer at the same time, connected via remote terminal. Therefore, a high-performance computer used for large-scale computing purposes. Alright. Okay, baru saya cakap tadi, application ni, kebanyakan application yang menggunakan mainframe server adalah machine ATM. Okay, next we go for client server. Alright, client server actually is a computer connected together to create a network which is fall into two categories. Okay, client or workstation and server. Alright, clients computer on a network that requests resource from server, and sometimes we call it, sometimes also we call as a workstation. And another one is the server, right? Computer that control access to the hardware, software, and other resources on the networks, right? And provide a centralized storage area for program data and information. Right. Server can be mainframe computer used in a network environment. Okay. Okay, look at they have an example, another example. Okay. Okay, when you use a computer to access iStudent, right? Okay. So the computer that you use, we call it as a workstation or client. And the iStudent, we call it as a server, right? The data that stored your information, we call it as a server. Okay, sama juga macam handphone, right? You access Twitter, When you access Twitter, you are client. Okay, and then the Twitter is come from server. Okay, alright. Sama juga macam website, macam you apa access website, right? So you are client and then another one is server. Okay, server bukan saja untuk simpan data, tapi juga something yang boleh membenarkan, allow you to share the other device that connected to the server, such as printer. Okay, so you can share printer, you can share storage and all that in the server. Okay, pernah tak korang pergi cyber cafe? Pernah? Siapa pernah pergi cyber cafe sini? So dekat cyber cafe tu kan sometimes dia benarkan, they allow us to print from our computer, right? So that means that they are using a server printer. Okay? Okay, alright. Next, for servers. Actually, servers are special, powerful computer that provide a service to the client computers on the networks. Right, these services might include providing central or common file storage, as I said before. Right, macam dia simpan database, data-data, sebagainya. And then sharing hardware such as printers, and controlling who can access or who can't access, and sharing the internet connection. Alright, client server networks. Alright, client server networks is network which is one or more computers act as server and the other computer acts as a client on the network request service from the server. Okay, alright. Ni yang macam saya cakap tadi. Okay, so dia ada client, dia ada server, and then dia ada printer server. Alright, next, client server architecture. Alright, an architecture which is user or PC, or we call it as a client, is the requesting machine, and server is the supply machine. Both of which are connected via local area networks or wide area networks such as the internet. Okay, this is how the client server works. Alright, so as I said before, right, when you do some requesting, right, means that to access the web, right, when you type the address, so you as a client request to access that information on the server, and then the server will reply to you the information that you requested. Okay, that is how the client server works. Okay, kalau dalam bahasa IT dia kan, secara mendalam dia macam dia menggunakan method handshake method tu later on study. Okay, and then okay, next, this is a table that summarizes some of difference among categories of computer. Right, this is general guideline because rapid changes in the technology. So memang technology always changes, right? But this is a general guidelines. So one, we have standalone computer, fit on the desk, usually one or can be more if network. If you put network, then it can be more. Then able to perform all input, processing, output, storage, and activity by itself. That is, we call it as a standalone computer. Right, then we have mainframe. Okay, physical size, partial room to full room of equipment. And then user can be 100, can be 1000. And then general characteristic is large, expensive, powerful. Right, because to handle thousands connected users simultaneously. Okay, then we have clients, right, fit on a desk, act like you, right? And then we have server, small cabinets, users from 2 to 1000, no, maybe 100. Okay, and then computer that's control access, computer that control access to the hardware, software and other resources on the networks and provide centralized storage for program data and information. Okay, ada soalan tak? Ada soalan? Is there any question for client server? Okay, next we go for software. Okay, software also called programs, a series of instructions that tell the computer what to do and how to do, and which provide means for us to interact and use the computers. Alright, software ni ada dua jenis. There are two type of software. One is application software and another one is system software. Alright, so what is a system software? Okay, system software ni adalah Windows, okay, iOS, Mac, right, iMac, and then Linux, Unix, Android. Okay, that one is a system software. Okay, system software ni kerja dia adalah sebagai orang tengah. Okay, menghubungkan antara device ni dengan hardware dengan software application. Okay, kalau dia tak ada, software application tak ada guna. So, what is software application? Okay, software application macam Microsoft Word, player, games, Spotify, then banyak lagi lah kan. Office products, and then image editing, Adobe, bukan Adobe. Ramai orang panggilkan Adobe kan. Sebenarnya kita kena panggil dia Adobe. Adobe Photoshop. Okay, alright. So you interact with the program through its user interface. Nowadays we call it as a GUI, graphical user interface. Right, before this system software ni dia tak ada GUI. Okay, semuanya kena perlukan typing one line by line. Okay, macam you nak buka Microsoft Word kan, you kena type command line dan baru boleh buka. Tapi sekarang ni you just use the icon and click, right? Okay. Okay, and then as I said before, system software consists of program that control or maintain the operation of the computer and its device. Okay, as I said, system software actually is a intermediate persons that allow you to connect between hardware and another application software. Alright, system software consists of two types. One is operating system and another one is utility program. So example of utility programs like backup application, and then scan disk. You know scan disk? Then disk defragmenter. Tahu tak disk defragment? Tak tahu? Okay, you buka dekat ni. You tekan start kat komputer itu. Tekan start and then ada tak utilities? Windows utilities ke? Ni bukan. Windows. Ada tak utilities tu? Tak ada. Ni. Windows Administrative Tools. Okay, dalam tu itu adalah utilities. Okay, so dia ada defragment and optimize device and so on. Okay, itu adalah salah satu utilities program. Okay, alright. Ni as I said before, operating system, example of operating system like Windows, Linux, Mac OS, Penguin ni apa? Ha? Linux. Yeah, Linux. Okay. Alright, so this is as I said, utility program. Alright, example file manager, personal firewall, uninstaller, disk scanner, disk defragmenter, diagnostic, server, screen server, and backup utility. Alright, okay, so next is application software. Okay, application software consists program designed to make user more productive and assist them with personal tasks. Right, application software has a variety of users, such as to make business activity more efficient, to assist with the graphic multimedia project, to support home and personal education tasks, and to facilitate communication. Alright, this is some example of application software. Okay, for productivity is also commonly that you always use, right? Word processing, spreadsheet, presentation, and database. Right, then for media, okay, image editing, audio editing, video editing, and media management. Okay, image editing tu yang korang guna apa tu? Adobe Photoshop kan? Alright, next is home entertainment. Yeah, example is gaming, okay, reference and drawings. And then for business, okay, home business, large business, and specialized business. So dia ada macam separate application. And then last one, web-based, email, games, web browser, blogging, and video conferencing. Oh, lupa. Korang dah tahu dah assignment ni. Korang kena buat. Okay, assignment korang kena buat hint dia menggunakan PowerPoint. Comic script comic animation, yes. Comic animation. Macam korang punya senior lah kan. Comic animation menggunakan PowerPoint. Mudah je kan? Banyak kerja? Mana banyak kerja? Animate je. Animate je. Okay, next is the explanation one by one. Alright, productivity software, as I said before. Right, example is word processing, spreadsheet, presentation, and database. Alright, presentation we use spreadsheet. Example, Microsoft apa? Example of spreadsheet. Spreadsheet lah yang ada tu, yang ada apa? Yang ada table tu. Excel. Okay, and then we have productivity software for database. Apa? Microsoft? For database. Access. Okay. Alright. Okay, next is word processing or Microsoft Word. right? Allow user to create and manipulate document containing mostly text, sometimes graphics, right? And then so there are so many features in the Microsoft and word processing, all right? Especially to make document look professional and visually appealing. Okay. Alright, a major advantage of using word processing software. One is easily can insert, delete, and move pieces of text. Then make revision and correction. Easy make revision and correction. And it's also have a formatting option. Okay. Example formatting options such as change font, okay, and then font style, size, and then add color to the text, adjust margin, and so on. So many features on the word processing. Okay, this is example how to use header, how to use footer, and then autocorrect, library, and then footnote, and so on. So many features. Alright, next is spreadsheet. Okay, next is spreadsheet software. Example, Microsoft Excel. We have Lotus 123 and Corel Quattro Pro. Okay. Okay, this software enable you to do calculation and numerical analysis easily. It allow user to organize data in row and column and perform calculation on data. Okay, it's not about calculation, but it's also help us to represent the data into chart. Okay, such as bar chart, pie chart, and huh? Betul kan pie chart kan? Ke dah tak ada pie chart? Okay, ada. Mana dia saya punya knowledge tu belum updated lah. Okay, pie chart and bar chart. Bar chart tu tak boleh ni tau. Bar chart tu dah kalau bahasa Indonesia dia ada makna lain. Okay, so bar chart and then lines and so on. Okay, so this is example how to use calculation in the Microsoft spreadsheet and Microsoft Excel. Okay, nanti korang akan belajar in detail the next topics. Okay, alright, worksheet also used for record sales. As example there, and then as I said, it's not about record and calculate, but it's also can represent as a chart. Okay, there have a pie chart, bar chart, and so many chart there. Alright, next is a database. Okay. Okay, example of database software is Microsoft Excel, Microsoft Access, Corel, Paradox, Lotus Approach. Okay, what is a database? Database actually is a collection of data organized in a manner that allow access, retrieve, and use that data. Right, database software is application software that allow user manage larger and more complicated group of data that contain more than one table, or to group, to sort and retrieve data, and to generate reports. Right, that is the features of database software. One is consists of collection table organized in a row and column. And the table of data can relate with one another. That one we call it as a relationship. Okay, then can run query to retrieve data, and then can take the result of query and represent its report. Then can build from format to easy client, data entry and review, and so on. Okay, so okay lah, kita bagi dekat dengan you all lah kan, database software ni. Okay, macam iStudent punya portal. Okay. Okay, so iStudent punya portal, bila you masukkan you punya nombor matrik, betul tak? So you akan dapat you punya maklumat selepas you login, betul? Okay, so maklumat yang you dapat tu sebenarnya diambil daripada database universiti. Okay, maybe dekat universiti dia pakai MySQL maybe. Okay, dia salah satu application lah, nama dia MySQL. So dia ambil di situ, dia akan transfer dalam bentuk web base and then paparkan kepada you bila you login dekat iStudent. Okay, itu adalah salah satu contoh application software database. Faham tak? Faham ke tak? Okay. Good. Okay, look at this is a form. Alright, form, this is standalone form. Okay, kalau macam iStudent, you can see that this is a web based form. Okay, bila you login kan, dia akan keluar satu macam report kan. So itu juga dibagikan sebagai form. Okay, so data-data yang di requestkan tu, dia akan susun dalam form tu. Aku tak tahu. Okay, so data tu di request secara macam you akan masukkan nombor matrik. So nombor matrik tu dikenali sebagai primary key. Okay, primary key tu adalah Unix. So setiap orang ada nombor Unix kan. So nombor Unix tu akan digunakan untuk mencapai you punya data dalam database. I cakap bahasa Melayu lah. Okay, so itulah that's it regarding database. Okay, so actually this is how the database look like in a table with a huge data. Okay, so you can retrieve your data using a primary key. Okay, so primary key, example of primary key is just like you, is a metric number. Okay, so when you enter your metric number, then you can retrieve your information that's stored in the database. Right? Okay, setiap table, okay, dalam in the database they have so many table. So each table will they have a relationship between each table. That's maybe the relationship may be 1-to-1 or 1-to-many. Okay, 1-to-1 or 1-to-many. Okay. So boleh tak relationship tu jadi many to one? Kenapa? Boleh tak? Boleh tak relationship boleh many to one? Boleh tak? InsyaAllah. Maximum 4. Tak, relationship tu many dah ramai ke satu? Ramai satu. Satu ke ramai okey lah kan? One to many, tapi many to one boleh ke tak? They have one to one, one to many. How about many to one? Boleh ke tak? Okay, many to many boleh tak? Many to many. Okay, then okay, next is presentation software. Alright, example is Microsoft PowerPoint, Corel presentation, Lotus freelance graphics. Alright, presentation graphics is application software that allow user to create visual aid for presentation to communicate ideas, message, and other information to a groups. Alright, this is the features of graphics presentations. It provide variety of predefined presentation formats that define complementary color for background, text, and graphics accent on the slide. And this include a clips gallery that provide image, picture, video clips, audio clip, and to enhance multimedia presentation. Incorporates features such as voice input, research input, ink input, and converting an existing slideshow into format for the World Wide Web. Alright. Ni juga korang akan belajar nanti later. Okay. Hope so sebelum buat assignment. So assignment tu dalam bentuk PowerPoint kan. Hope so lah. Okay. Korang tahu tak assignment tu? Tahu kan? Last week bagi tahu kan? Macam pelik je korang ni. Kan? Ni dekat sana ni MSC 04 okey ke tak? Tidur nampak ni. Okay. Alright, next, last one. Okay, last for today. Alright, okay. Alright, dalam presentation presentation software, so there are two types, right? Either you can use a custom or you can use a template, right, to present your to do your presentation. That's all for today. So any question?